Well, hello, guys. Nice to see you again. This episode is going to be a little bit different from the ones we normally do. So we did an insane 9-person Smosh Summer Games Apocalypse reunion episode. Because we're referencing things that we haven't yet put out, we're going to be releasing the highlight now, but releasing the full audio and video this Friday. And we're going to be talking all about Smosh Summer Games. So if you haven't caught up on Smosh Summer Games, do that right now, baby. And let's just jump into it.
Speaking of Wes, really carrying you guys, helping you win via...
Oh, she's just jumping right into the tea.
I'm salty, man.
Yeah.
Why are you salty? Just because he brought a professional level paintball gun to and was on auto mode, lighting up our targets?
Accidentally.
He accidentally switched to auto mode. Oh, his finger must have slipped.
I got shot in the crotch so many times to risk for the team win, and I still freaking lost because 80% of those shots were Wes at my crotch.
Well, to be fair, you were jumping and making him hit your...
I was standing in front of the target. I definitely shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Wes may have cheated a couple times.
Whoa, that's some tea.
Isn't he on your team, Ian?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I was fooled because okay. Man, I feel like we're going into the tea too soon. Let's go back to that later.
Ian's just lining through all of his topics there, crying like, "No, great, we'll talk about the tea. Fine."
She's out of order. I have bullet points. We must.
Brain no work.
Ian doesn't want to talk about Wes cheating in the paintball thing yet. So let's talk about how Wes cheated in the trivia thing.
Whoa!
Joven was writing
cheated in the trivia.
He cheated?
I don't think he really cheated.
Yeah, he did. Joven has done this.
I don't think.
Joven has done this 2 years in a row. He did this in the Winter Games as well. What he'll do is he sits next to Wes and then he writes like a number or a letter on his thigh to help him out. Like one was Friday the 13th and he wrote like a 13. Mm-hmm. This one I think was Fifth Element and he wrote a 5 on it.
So isn't that Joven cheating then? What? Isn't that Joven cheating?
But Wes should have been a good guy and said
didn't admit it. Yeah,
fair enough.
Wes
This is the thing. When you cheat in Smosh Summer Games, because these are very serious games,
we fine you.
And if you cheat for camera, it's entertaining. Like Joven tried to cheat in the Slippery Snakes challenge by pulling out a snake and be like, "Oh, I have a snake" or whatever. But if you're cheating just to cheat, like that's a little slimy. Like that's just not fun.
I will say in the paintball, Joven also cheated.
He did?
Yeah, they cut it out, but it's at the very end when like my gun jams and then someone ends up bringing me another gun and then Joven's standing way far off shooting the target and mostly me because I'm right in front of it and I'm like, I just want to take him out from here and I'm like firing all around him. He's really far away. Finally one hits him right on the arm and I'm like, yes, awesome. And I was so excited and the adrenaline was pumping where I'm like, yes, I actually got him. And then he looks at it and he just keeps going. And that's when he yells, Mr. Platinum! And they cut this out, thankfully, but I was like, these are all fun and games, but again, adrenaline was going, I was getting shot with paintballs, I hit him, he cheats, and then I yells, oh, of course, if anyone's gonna cheat, it's gonna be effing Joven! And just like walk away, and I was like, oh, that was a part of me I didn't love. I'm gonna
But why did we cut that out? Because that seems like it's great. It should be in there.
I will say, Wes brought his own paintball gun, and he was like, yeah, it's an auto trigger, whatever, but I have that turned off, so it's not gonna be a problem, it's whatever. And obviously, it just goes off in the middle of the game, and it's just like, just destroying the other team.
You can see the first time our target gets hit is not just like random hits, it's like,
yeah.
When Spencer was showing me in the edit, he sent me an export, and he's like, Wes's gun is so fast, the camera couldn't pick up the paintballs leaving the barrel.
Oh my gosh.
He said literally it looked like it was going in because it was so fast that it couldn't register.
And I was kind of, afterwards, Damien comes up to me, he's just like, well, that was fun, and I was just like, I think Wes, he said it was, I think it was by accident, like, I don't know, and then Wes comes up, and he's talking to me and Damien, and I was there just defending Wes, and he looks at us and he goes, yeah, no, my auto, like, accidentally went off, and I was like, by accident, and I look at Damien, and then I just turned and walked away, so I was like, son of a bitch.
You still got the win.
So I think like that I will say that we refs up.
Yeah, you guys let him bring that gun.
But honestly, I didn't notice. I didn't notice the difference. It is a massive difference.
I have a text message from Wes saying, hey, can I bring the gun? Because we did Call of Duty last year. Can I bring the gun from Call of Duty? It's identical to everybody else's gun. I was like, yeah, all right, if it's identical to everybody else. And then I was so worried because, back when we did Call of Duty, Courtney got hit and it was not fun. So I was more worried about people getting physically hurt than I was worried about people cheating at summer games, which doesn't matter because it doesn't matter. But I have something to say. I was getting a lot of heat for cheating in red light, green light.
True.
Yeah, which you did.
You did.
Why? I'm going to unveil right now.
Whoa.
So I had control of the music, yes. But we three refs noticed halfway through the game, miraculously, Wes knew exactly where everyone on the field was. No matter whether they were standing still, or they were moving, or where the refs were, or where the cameras were. So I was like, literally, he would walk directly at somebody and be like, okay, well, that's not fair. So I'd pause the music and give everyone an advantage, and they'd move around. And then he'd go, no, they're going that way. It's like, how do you know, Wes? You're blindfolded.
Also, nobody knows where you're pointing because they can't see.
And it was like, come
Well, if
on,
we were
man.
all-
Because everyone, Ian, you could admit, you could kind of see if there's like a sliver if you look down like that.
I didn't look. That's why I didn't touch a single person, except for probably all the times I was gonna touch Keith, but then you kept stopping the music.
Okay, all right. But I'm just saying.
So I think Wes's, if he were here, his defense to that would be like, I heard him. That's how I knew where everyone was going.
Well, next time we need to do, if we do blindfolded, we have to wrap Wed's
Actually wrap
head
him, yeah.
and give him earplugs and leave him in a box somewhere.
In the interest of full disclosure, I had, I think, the same mask that Wes did, and I did see a little sliver, and at the very end, I did see Wes's shadow and then touch him. So in my mind, I was like, all right, turnabout is fair play.
So Damien cheated as well.
I guess so.
I knew Wes was cheating, which is why I tried to even things for our team by ramming my head into his balls.
That's what I was gonna say. So did he try to basically cover his cheating by allowing you to ram your head into
He
his
definitely
balls?
probably could have seen me coming.
Because that's
I don't
really
know.
noble.
I could see a little bit, but boy, it sure didn't help me at all because I was running into so many people.
Yeah, you really sucked these games.
I really did.
I don't know
Next
about
year,
that.
let's just blind everyone with like a hot iron.
Yeah.
Just right into the eyes, and then it'll be completely fair.
So let's see. So we had a lot of cheaters this year. So we had Matt. We already went over that.
didn't cheat.
We had Wes.
quote, unquote.
We had Joven. Noah tried to cheat.
Yeah, it was in Catch Your Meal. We didn't really make a moment out of it in the edit. Like he grabbed a snake off the ground and just decided to throw it in our bucket as if we were gonna like count him up and like hoping that it would count as an extra point. But we didn't. It didn't play.
But the historical cheater did not cheat.
Surprisingly.
Keith.
Yeah.
Did not cheat.
Yeah.
No, he
That
played.
we could catch.
That we could catch.
People were trying to call him out in the comments for Dead Light Green Light, where they're like, he walked too fast and that was against the rules. I'm like, okay.
No.
No, I was running. Like,
I loved
Yeah.
him in Dead Light Green Light.
He was great.
He did like an interpretive dance that was
Yeah.
inspirational.
He was trolling
Oh, he didn't
hard.
cheat at all, but people were trying. They were like, oh, there it is. Look, too fast.
Have we ever had moments that were like we didn't realize happened until the edit, like a cheat or something like that?
I think Wes and the gun.
Yeah.
I legitimately, like Sarah and I were watching that cutback, and I was like, we were mad at ourselves because in the moment we were just like, so much was going on, we didn't think it was an issue, and like we heard mumblings of like, oh, he like walked the trigger, but like in the edit I was like, oh god damn it.
Like when
we
he's
knew
walking.
something was up.
Yeah, when he was
The
walking
people who were
around.
out there getting shot at knew that wasn't.
I wish you
that
guys
was way
had
too
tattled
fast.
to us because like as refs, like we have a lot on our minds. We're trying to actually ref the game, but we're also
We are being pinned down by rapid fire.
You can literally hear us say,
screaming
where is that
things like,
coming
that's
from?
rapid fire.
Well, and
we're not on the ground. I was on a second level. I couldn't hear you guys
I
shouting.
picture the
like
refs in like fancy chairs, like eating
no,
guac.
not
Like,
at all.
grapes.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you're also like
There appears to be some commotion down among the peasants.
Let
Yeah.
the plebeians play.
because you guys are like directing the video
We're
and camera
directing.
people, making sure no one's getting hurt. And
Tons
then,
of camera people were getting shot because
Yeah, one of our
Yo.
girls, Jackie, she got shot, like hit in the chest, or at least it like ricocheted off something and hit her.
Yeah,
I gotta say that too. Our camera guys
Yeah.
went crazy. Like Nick and Darren both were
Oh,
like
yeah.
straight war photographers.
Darren
And
wanted to get shot. He said that. He's like, I want to feel the pain.
Oh, then I made sure that happened.
Insane.
Yeah.
he's an insane person.
I was in that little bridge thing at one point, and this mostly got cut, and it was like the only time I was able to make it far enough to actually like try to advance on their target. And Ian comes from the side, and Darren is to my right, like basically blocking me just to film it. And so Darren just gets completely decked out in paint, and that's when I also got shot under my mask, like on the jaw, where the jaw meets the meat of your face.
And I took my time to line up my shot, make sure I didn't hit Darren.
thought about it. You did!
And I pulled off one shot, and I just went to Darren. Just went, oh, bam, just right in the freaking head.
Shot the poor boy.
The first shot just nailed Darren right in the side of the head.
Squaw in the dome.
I don't know how people are accurate with those things. Like the wind, it's just like all
you have
over
to have
the
you have to have
place.
Wes's gun.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I shot Wes's gun afterwards, and it's a very nice piece of machinery.
Yeah,
In
it's-
hindsight, we should have taken it from him.
I asked him about it.
Appreciate the craftsmanship.
man.
The gun that was obliterating us.
I will say I am of the opinion that even if he had a regular gun, Wes is also nuts out on the field. He used to play in tournaments and stuff. I mean, I think Wes alone could probably beat all of us together in a paintball match. So, but giving him a supercharged weapon was
We didn't give it to
probably
him.
not the
Everyone
best.
else those guns, if that's the case.
I didn't give it to him. He brought it from home. What are you gonna do?
And that's the
Did
thing.
he fly under the radar because he's lost so many of these that you guys were like, just give him one?
Well, wait,
Like,
it's not like when you guys went to the field, we were like, let's see your guns, let's see your goggles, let's like do a check of all the
no one
equipment.
else had guns that they brought.
He texted me and said it's an identical gun to everybody else's. It should be
And you
fine.
took his word for it.
That's on
That
me
is on
for
you,
trusting Wes, who I've known
also,
for a decade. I'm sorry.
sheets
If it's
again.
identical, why bother going through all the trouble of hauling it down in your car? Like, you gotta pick out those words, man.
He's weird. I just thought he was a weird guy.
He brought paintballing pants.
Also,
That's how you know.
Also, like, not just his gun, but his hopper, the thing that holds the paintballs.
Yeah.
He has an electric hopper that basically forces the balls down faster, so you could shoot a lot faster. And I was like,
He also
can
brought
you?
a police dog and heat grenades.
Yeah, and I was like, can you turn that off? And like, so it's just like ours. And he's like, oh, everybody's is like the same. And I was like,
He just lied to us.
Yeah.
He just lied.
Thank you so much for watching this week's highlight clip that was filled with people.
I know. And the full audio episode of the special will be available this Friday. So be sure to subscribe and punch that bell to catch it.
To watch our most recent episode, click that box on the right.
Also, what the heck, dude? Check out our new products at Smosh.store.
Yo, what the heck?